Hello, everyone. This is Suganthan, the product expert of Zoho Survey. I welcome you one and all for this wonderful webinar. And this webinar will be on mute only, so you can leave your questions in the question sections on your left. We have a panel of experts available to answer all your queries. And meantime, this entire session is estimated to be completed in 30 minutes. So the agenda for today's webinar is we'll have a short introduction to the Zoho survey about its capabilities and boundaries, and then what you achieve with the basic plan and what kind of functionalities do you get with the basic plan of Zoho survey. Moving forward, we'll have a short demo on the tool, like how you can create a survey out of it with the available features in the base versions. And beyond that, we can answer all your queries one-on-one, like a live, and then we'll finally conclude the session. So please feel free to post your questions on the Q&A, and here we go. Zoho Survey, it's a one-stop solution to build your own customized surveys. Basically, you can create any kind of surveys with this tool. It could be a customer satisfaction to reach out to your audience and understand the purpose of the experience, or what do they feel about your service or product. Or maybe you're looking to understand how your colleagues are working with you. What are their ideology? What do they think about the organization? Are they happy with working with you? And so on. You can have employee engagements, or maybe you're looking to do extensive market research to understand the market pulse and take a bold decision out of it. There are many more opportunities available with Zoho Survey, and these are just some of the categories which is mentioned. Now, when we talk about the Zoho Survey's basic plan, there are many functionalities available where an individual has more than sufficient features to satisfy the requirement with the Zoho Survey basic plan. Now, let's look into every single option that is available right from the start. So in order to create a survey, you may be struck somewhere like where exactly to start with. That's where the template gallery helps you in kickstarting your survey program. You get complete access to all the 250 plus templates available on various categories, which is built by the expert panels. You have a reference into the template questions. These are the kind of questions that are more suited for today's trend. And if there's something more relevant for you, you can select one, further modify it to your taste. The other options are like, maybe you would have designed survey questions in a Word document. Don't worry, you can just upload those documents over here and we build the survey for you automatically. If not, you can use the copy paste method to just drag and drop all the questions, the answer choices, and the questions will be built with the help of bulk question builder. There's no limits on the number of questions you could have with the basic plan. So there's no restrictions in terms like these are the number of questions you could have to the max. No limits. You can have any number of survey questions in your form. In fact, you can even split the surveys into multiple pages. You can have up to 3 surveys available in your account with the basic plan. Whereas if you're looking to expand it beyond 3, you can delete any one of those surveys and create your next set of survey. And in terms of creating a survey, Zoho Survey offers 30 different types of questions to choose from. And with the base plan, you get access to almost all the questions except a few. We'll look into those questions, what is covered, what is not covered during the live session. Now, once the questions are available, you start building it out. What else you could do? Now, when we talk about surveys, it's good to have an introduction to help your audience understand the purpose of the survey. So you can have a dedicated introduction page attached to terms and conditions, that these are the things that you need to keep a track on while answering the surveys and so on. Similarly, the way the survey looks is really important. So you can have your branding on the top with your logo, and the final message that you like to display when someone completes, everything is customizable over here. And including the colors, the fonts, you have complete control over that with the basic version of Zoho Survey. So, in order to send out the surveys to your audience, there are a few options available. The very first thing, if you do not wish to identify your audience, it is possible by default, all the responses to the survey responses will be anonymous. And you can also send the surveys via email. There's a limit on the number of emails that could be sent. That's up to 2,000 emails in a single day. So technically, in a month, it's like 60,000 emails you can trigger via the Zoho survey to send as a survey to your audience. If not email, we also offer you the QR code. So you can paste the QR code on your packaging or maybe on an event you're there, and anyone who's going to pass by your booth, they can quickly scan a code and leave a feedback. Or maybe you're going to use it like a data collection form as well. You can also embed the surveys on your website as a direct embed or maybe as a pop-up. Beyond that, reach out to your audience in multi-channels like social media. So reach out on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter and so on. The more the number of opportunities you explore, the more the number of responses you may get to your survey. Now, this is about the survey distribution. Now, beyond this, once the survey is launched, you'll start collecting responses to it. So with the basic plan, you can collect unlimited responses to it, but you'll have access only to the first 1,000 responses in a month. And if required, you can unlock the hidden responses as well, like pay as you go. In the reporting functionality, we give you two options. One will be a summary of responses, where you get a graphical representation of all your close-in questions by default, and the statistics just below that. And in the individual response tab, you get a raw data where you can even export it in the required format, something like a PDF, spreadsheet, or a CSV. Now, when you start receiving the responses to your survey, you wonder from which particular source the responses have flown into the reports. You can utilize the tracking functionality like a Google Tag Manager or Google Analytics or maybe even a Facebook Pixel. So with the URL of the survey that we give you, you can tag a tracking ID along with it. So in the concerned applications, you can identify that which particular modes are most commonly used and where the highest traffics come from. Of course, we also have other options which we'll explore as we go towards the demo. In terms of integrations, we help you uh, transform the survey experience into a much better way by having the integrations available with multiple channels. If you're looking to distribute your surveys like a bulk email campaign, you can use Zoho campaigns or MailChimp. Whereas if you want to build your own dashboard of your choice, you can integrate with Zoho Analytics. Or if you want to do it by your own, you can also integrate with Zoho Sheet. So all the data will be pushed from Zoho Survey into Zoho Sheet. So you can build your own dashboard out of it. Of course, we also integrate with Slack. Maybe you're looking to put a single question survey on your Slack communication team. It could be done, or maybe you want to post the results. It is also doable. What are the key features that you get with the basic plan? Customize the survey with the response of the audience. So if someone is really happy with your service, get more follow-up questions related to it. If someone is not happy, try to understand what went wrong so that you can overcome the issue for your next set of audience. And quota, if you're looking to capture a wide set of response, but on a cap on each of the limits, maybe I need 100 responses towards my market research, and I'm looking to explore 50-50 audience in both the genders. So that is doable with the quota. Similarly, when you start doing surveys, you may need an opinion from your colleagues or your friends. So you can easily collaborate with your friends and colleagues to gain the inputs so that you have the trust to start going right from the word go rather than waiting for the results. We also offer offline survey application with the basic plan. So with the help of which you can start collecting responses even without the help of internet. Beyond this, When you use our inbuilt email application tools, like to distribute your surveys to your audience, there's also an opportunity to identify who it is even without asking for it. So those details can be captured and listed in the reports with the help of respondent variables. So that is also included in the base version. In terms of technical assistance, we got you covered. 24 by 5, that's Monday to Friday. We have our dedicated panel of experts available to answer all your queries via email. Maybe if you feel that you'd like to speak with someone else, you can always drop us an email and we'll get in touch with you as per your convenience. If not, we can set up a meeting and answer your queries by taking control of your system as well to walk you through the product or any kind of assistance that you may need. So let's start customizing a survey during the live demo session. When you log in into Zoho Survey for the very first time, this is the page that you look at. So you can choose a category and pick an editable survey template out of it. As I mentioned earlier, there are many opportunities available to come up with your own set of surveys. You can use this for a marketing event or specifically for an event or even for a nonprofit organization kind of surveys. You can start doing a survey right from the scratch with the help of create new surveys. The other options are like to import a survey from a document. You can directly select the document from your system. And if the document has the content in this manner, you'll see the questions turn out to be like this automatically. Similarly, with a quick editor, you can copy paste the content as well. The other option are like from the template. So on your left, these are all the types of templates that we have. So you can look for one that is more relevant for you and further modify the questions to your taste. All you need to do is just come here, select this, give it a name, and you're good to go. I'll start from a new survey so that you'll have a much better understanding. So to give it a name, you can have it like product feedback. You can select a category if there's something relevant to it. If not, you can ignore it and click on create. This is the editor where we are going to start adding questions into the survey form. And in order to add a dedicated introduction page into the survey, get into the settings and choose introduction page where you can configure it. Have your content like welcome. Please take a few minutes to help us understand where we stand. You can also include images or embed a video as part of your introduction. And this is the name of the button that is like begin survey. You can customize it as per your choice and click on save. Coming back to the editor, we can start adding the questions in the survey form. So I'll start with a rating scale for reference. Just drag and drop it to the right and frame your question like how satisfied are you with our product? So you can have it like service or product as per your choice. And the scale, you can have it from 1 to 5 or 0 to 5 or 1 to 10. It's up to you. And the labels can also be named like most unlikely and 5 being excellent. And the representations, you can have it like numbers or smileys, or you can even upload your custom images. And click on save. So all you do is just drag and drop the questions, frame your questions as per your choice, give the answer choices, and you're good to go. Maybe the next question, let's have a multiple choice. What did you like the most about the experience? Now you can have the answer choices one below the other. For reference, let's say product design, the features in it, or maybe the value for money aspect. And finally, customer service. And click on save. If you wish to mark this question as mandatory, like people should not skip these questions, you can get it done by just get into the question, enable this checkbox, that is make this question mandatory and click on save. Now, we have a question in the beginning like, how satisfied are you with the product? But what if, in case someone chooses most unlikely, then this is not the right question to have as the second question. So we can add a logic to this particular question to be displayed only when someone is happy with our service or happy with the product. To do that, get into the display logic and add a condition like display this question only if a certain condition is met. Now the condition is how satisfied are you with the product is equal to lesser than greater than. You design it. If it's greater than 3, then come up with this question. You can even have one more question just below that, asking like, what went wrong if someone gives you a negative rating? So I'll just move on to the next set of questions. Maybe we'll add a couple of more questions and then we'll start getting into the other options. Now, Net Promoter Score, it's a universal standard to measure the satisfaction level of a user. So I'll use an NPS score, something like how likely are you to recommend us to a family or friend? 0 being, again, most unlikely, excellent. This everything is optional, something like this. And finally, maybe a question like open-end box where they can share their feedbacks. What improvements would you suggest? If you just get into the advanced option, you see the text box size, the character widths. So we give you a lot of flexibility in terms of the way the survey needs to look like. So character limits will be somewhere around 20,000 characters, which is more than sufficient to leave or share a feedback in an open-end field. And click on Save. If in case you want this question to be displayed when someone gives a negative rating, you can do that as well by the same option, like get into the display logic, add a condition, and you're good to go. That's it. So you can split the surveys into multiple pages by clicking on the add page. You can even add a title, a description, and so on. No limits on the number of questions, the number of pages you have. You can keep doing that with the basic plan. Followed by that, get into the settings and add a logo to your survey in order to personalize it. You can directly drop your image here from your system, or if there's a URL for the image, you can also insert the appropriate URL over here so that the logo is being added to your survey form. Similarly, the product feedback is just for your reference. What would you like to display on the top, on the header? You can have your branding over here. So I'll have Zoho as a branding and click on Save. Then we'll jump into the quotas. So if in case you want to have a restrictions on the survey quota, like maybe close the survey after a certain limit, let's say I just need 50 responses to my entire survey, that is also doable. Or maybe you want to have uh, multiple the surveys to be launched on multiple channels, let's say one on Twitter and one on Facebook. You just need 50 responses from each of the channel. You can do it with the collector quota. So you can have multiple links created for the same survey instead of having two different survey links. And we can set a quota for each of the collectors. And then when someone completes the survey, what would you like to display them? So you can have a custom message over here, like thank you for participating, along with some URLs or maybe a video embed. That is also doable. Or you can also redirect them to your website, or maybe you want them to take another survey, put the second survey URL over here, and they'll be auto redirected as per your choice. Click on Save. Next comes the themes. Under themes, we have fully customizable themes to choose from. So you can select any one of the theme of your choice and further modify it. So the background, you see the gray colors, you can play with the colors directly, or maybe you want to specify some patterns, or maybe you want to add a specific color that you're looking at. You can select the colors from the palette or enter the red, green, and blue value to match the exact color of your website. So it matches with the branding that you currently have, and the surveys doesn't look much different to it. Similarly, the header where the green sections are, The same, you can play with the colors, or you can also include a banner image as part of your header. The body is where your survey questions are. So to give you a better understanding, I'll show you the questions over here. And you can play between the spacing between the questions, the font size for your questions, for your answers. Everything is customizable. And finally, when you come back to the general, you can even enable the form opacity to merge your survey along with the background to make it look a little bit better. And once it's done, you can have the theme saved, give it a name like product survey for reference. And once you save this theme, that will be added under My Themes. So you don't need to create the same theme every single time. You can just come here, give it a name, and you're good to go for your future survey. Post this, go to the launch and publish your survey. By publishing it, we are going to give you a unique link. So anyone who's going to access this link, they'll be able to leave a feedback for you and all the responses that will reach out to the report section. We also have offline surveys. So to get started with the offline, you can give a 6-digit password, and you can even enable the kiosk mode so that when you host the surveys on a stand where people visit by on the events or somewhere, so they can start answering the survey quickly. And when someone completes it, you can always redirect them to the first page so that it's ready for your next set of audience. Or if in case it's left unattended in between, it auto restarts within certain seconds. You can also enable the auto upload functionality so that if internet is available, the data could be pushed back to the actual survey reports in a single click. And this is the link of the survey for the offline. You can use this link, just copy and put it on your offline survey application of Zoho. We have dedicated mobile applications for both iOS and Android. You can download that. Or if not, you can just put this on a browser, load it with the help of internet, and then bookmark it so that you can go offline, start collecting the responses towards it. And then you can look into the data in real time for the all the collected data in Zoho survey reports. You can also have multiple collectors. That is like when you're looking to have multi-channel collections and you want to keep a track, you can use the collector options where, let's say, Instagram, and click on save. For the same survey, we are going to generate another link. So you can use this public online link for Instagram separately. The purpose behind that is all the data will reach out to the same reports, but with the help of filters, we can narrow down the data, like what is the traffic that you receive across each of these channels. And then we have the QR code functionalities where we give you the QR code by default. You can just download those and put it on the appropriate packaging so that people can leave you a feedback about their experience. And we also offer you the pop-up surveys. So you can design the pop-up survey based on a script function call or based on exit intent. You decide where exactly it needs to come up, and then you can generate a code. So we give you the code, just pass it on to your design team, the web developer, who can take care of adding the survey into your website as a pop-up, or the same goes with the embed. Just pass on the iframe links. And beyond this, you also have the option to have a general restriction where maybe you're looking to stop collecting the data beyond a certain time. You can select the time frame over here and select it. Similarly, you can stop collecting the IP address or stop using the email address functionality, like to not collect the personal identification if you don't wish to with the base versions. So we have the inbuilt email functionality using which you can create your own email body. So this is the option where we give you complete authority, including the branding is you can remove the Zoho survey branding when you have a plus or the above version, whereas with the basic and the free plan, we'll just stick onto the logo, but the data's whatever you have is fully customizable over here. And then followed by you can design like to whom the survey needs to be sent. You can directly upload the list of contacts from a spreadsheet or a CSV, or you can even type the content manually over here. And then you can schedule the survey and reach it out to your audience so that people start answering your survey. In fact, you can even set up reminder emails so that you increase the possibilities of gaining more responses from the unanswered respondents. And beyond that, we'll quickly look into the reports. Under reports, we give you a summary and the individual responses. Since there's a new survey, we'll not have much of data into it. So we'll quickly jump into a sample report so that you'll have a much better understanding. Under summary, you get to know how many people clicked on your link. Out of those, how many answered your surveys, and what are the statistics. So if you have multiple NPS, you get the overall NPS score. So the net promoter score, you get it by default. The same goes with the customer satisfaction score. Depending on the type of questions that you use, we auto calculate the overall average and give you the overall satisfaction score as well, which is very easy for you to understand where you stand compared to looking into the data manually by every single respondent's data. If you just come down, you'll have the option to look into the data of every single question. Everything is customizable over here. Maybe you're more comfortable with a arc chart. It is doable, including the color, the palette is customizable over here. And the statistics that is available defines the number of response count you have and every single options available. So the all the open end, sorry, all the close end questions gives you this option. Whereas if you have a long answer question, then we give you two more options available. So maybe if I just show you that, you'll have a better understanding. So something like this. We are glad to hear that. Please let us know what made your experiences great. So if you look into the responses, you can look into the responses manually by one, but that's not the purpose of having a sophisticated tool. So we offer you the sentiment, like what is the tone of the people. So out of the response that you get, 75% of the people were happy and 25% were not happy. So what were the commonly used attributes? You look into this. So the term service being used by 3 people. So these are the most commonly used terms. So you get a better understanding like what the people are thinking about your service or your product. And you can export all these data into a spreadsheet, into a PDF, or you can even view it in Zoho Sheet. Whereas the individual responses, you can directly export the data into a spreadsheet and a CSV with the basic paid version. Whereas if you want to export this into a PDF, it is also doable. Just do it like export as a PDF for every single option. So it's as simple as that. With the basic plan, you can design your own set of questions, and then you can make the survey look how exactly you want it to be. And then you launch it out to your audience in the convenient way that you use. Either it's email or it's via social media, or you're going to have your own options like embedding it on your website and so on. And post that, look into the data and gain better insights out of it within your Zoho survey reports, or you can even export it in the required format and do your own analysis. This is all about the Zoho surveys basic plan functionalities. And of course, there are a little bit more options available in terms like the customizations and so on. But if you'd like to have a complete walkthrough through the product, you can always write to us on support@zohosurvey.com. We can even schedule a personalized demo for you. For future webinars and announcements, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn so that you never miss out any updates from us. Thank you one and all for your time. And this meeting session is recorded and this will be shared to you by email in a few days of time. Thanks a lot. Have a great day and bye-bye.